Jaguar Nation, welcome to the Jaguar Football Show with Coach Dawson Odums, where we bring you all the exciting action of the Southern University football program. It's brought to you by Louisiana Lottery and Jerry Lane Chevrolet. Welcome to the Jaguar Football Show with Coach Dawson Odums, where we bring you all the exciting action of the Southern University football program. Coach O, I'm jumping right into it because we got a lot of highlights. Great win for the Jaguars. In the business, it's called a statement win.
Well, I thought the guys were well prepared. I thought the coaches did a great job, and the players did a great job of executing the game plan. I think when you do that, you give yourself a chance to have a lot of success, and we did this past Saturday.
Well, Coach, we got a chance to see the guys loading up the buses as you guys were getting ready to go, and they were all business. You know, loaded up, ready to go, got you in there a little bit. All the equipment was ready to go. ESPN National Media Audience Showcase, the SWAC SU versus JSU game. We go into Memorial Stadium in Mississippi in Jackson and bust the Tigers in the mouth, come out with a 34-14 win. Pretty much total domination in all aspects of the game, offense, defense, and special teams. Coach, my keys to victory were 43-53 time of possession to the Tigers' 17 minutes time of possession. We held J-State to 66 yards of rushing, and Coach Deion Sanders got out-coached by you and your staff. Great job.
Appreciate it. I thought the guys did an outstanding job, like you just mentioned. Time of possession, since my option days, probably haven't been in that such of a lopsided time of possession game. But when you can run the football, it's always a recipe for success. And I think we have a good offensive line. We got good backs. We got a good offensive system that understand how to create a game plan to take advantage of what defenses are giving you. I take my hat off to the offensive coaches for just sticking to what was working. We didn't deviate from the plan, and we executed very well in all three phases and were able to come out there with a victory.
Well, Coach, let's jump into those highlights because we got a bunch of them to show everybody and see exactly what happened on Saturday against the Jackson State Tigers. Coach, nice crowd. That was an interesting thing to have our first crowd. As you can see, Coach, Skelton rushing for 14. Then he hits Howard for 7. He comes back and hits Sims for 10. He's going to hit Howard for 12. And you guys were on the move in this drive, Coach.
Well, it did a great job. I thought the execution for the first 15 plays were great. And we executed, went right down the field, and gave ourselves an opportunity to score on our first drive.
Skelton hit Sims for 8. Sims rushes for 7. And then Ben has one for 8. And then Ben takes it over the goal line for a 1 yard. We thought he scored right here, but they made us score it about 3 times before they finally gave us a touchdown.
Well, I'm with you. I thought that speed option play was a touchdown.
Then we had an opportunity, Coach, to see your special teams at work. This was a heck of a coaching job to do a squib kick, first kickoff in the game. Coach, what went into your thought process right there?
Well, I actually thought that we had an opportunity to seize the momentum, score on offense, go on onside kick, take it down the field, put it in, and next thing you know, you're up 14-0. But the special teams executed, but we turned it over on the next drive.
Yep. Unfortunately, Skelton throws an interception. You saw Caleb Carter get a great hit for loss. We get the ball back. Skelton runs for 5. That should have been a touchdown. Wrong read on that play, Coach. I saw somebody wide open on the other side of the field. Unfortunately, it didn't happen. Ultimately, I think Skelton got sacked, loss of 9. He's going to hit Sims for 22. Then Sims is going to run one for 23.
Hey, Sims had a really good day, catching the ball, running the ball, very productive on offense.
The kid is impressive, Coach. Great run right there. That's Jones running for 7. And then Baraha gets his first field goal of the day. 10-0 Jaguars at this juncture. Here we come back. We're on defense. Great pass breakup right there by Tamara Smith. He had a good game for you, Coach.
Played really, really well. And as you can see, we make a play, then come back, get the ball back to the offense, deep in their territory, we get another interception.
Yep. And then they're on the move. Jalen Jones hits his receiver. The receiver makes a heck of a one-handed snag, 75 yards, puts the Tigers on the board. 10-7 at this juncture. Lampley comes in the game after Skelton gets hurt.
So a big sack right there by Jordan Lewis. Get the ball back on 4th down. 45 seconds before the half right here. Lampley got us on the move. He hit Ethan Howard, then he hits Corey Williams for a touchdown. Next thing you know, Jags got momentum going into halftime.
17-7 right here at this juncture. Coach, they said 22,000 in Veterans Memorial Stadium. Looked a little bit more than that to me.
I agree with you. I say at least 30,000 plus.
Yeah, I said 32. Well, when we come back, we're going to have the second half highlights. Stay with us on the Jaguar Football Show with Coach Dawson Odums.
A family-run dealership for over 30 years.
A philosophy, but a customer comes first.
Giving back to the community in times of need.
That's why I love working at Jerry Lane Chevrolet.
With total transparency, we're here to earn your business.
We only make decisions on what's best for you. We are family, we are tradition, we are Baton Rouge. You can count on Jerry Lane.
Add some oomph to your next boil. Pick up crawfish from the lottery. Win up to $3,000. Make it rain. Cash. Grab your big money ticket from the lottery. Win up to $100,000. Get yours today.
Welcome back to the Jaguar Football Show with Coach Dawson Odums. Coach, you go into the half 17-7. What do you tell your team at the half to guard from a letdown?
Well, it was a simple speech for them at halftime, and I think they received it very well. We should have been up a lot more. We left some points out there in the first half, and I just told them, guys, that you let teams hang around, then we got to come out in the second half, and we got to get a stop on defense. Offense got to get the ball, and we got to punch it in the end zone. And if we do that, then I think we create the separation we need in this football game. But it's going to be a dogfight in the second half.
Coach, you got 294 yards from your rushing game, almost 300 yards. You had to be pleased with those guys because Jackson State's got two pretty good linebackers.
They're very good at linebacker. Miller and Hampton do a great job. But I really thought our offensive line was going to have to say so in this football game, and we just imposed our will with the running game. We got some very good running backs and a good offensive line, and then when you throw Skelton in that mix, we're able to run the football very well. And I thought those guys did an outstanding job of just forcing their will on their opponent in the second half.
Coach, last game we talked about the kickoff return from Shaiki, but this game we're talking about another special teamer, Cesar Baraja. 2 field goals, 1 for 49 yards. Had to be top 3 record in Southern history, huh?
Well, he did an outstanding job, and Southern had some really great kickers in the past. I was happy for him. He was perfect on PATs and field goals. He works extremely hard, and you like to see those guys reap the rewards of the hard work that they've been putting in and day out.
All right, well, there you have it from the coach. Let's jump into those highlights from the second half at Veterans Memorial Stadium. Lampley's in. He's going to hit Tucker to start off for 5 yards. Then he's going to hit Corey Williams for 25. And then Baraja is going to get that long field goal. Great snap right there.
Yep, 49-yard field goal right down the middle. I'm proud of him, Coach. That makes him feel really good.
He probably had about 5 more yards to spare, Coach.
He's kicked it over 50-plus in practice, so we know his distance.
Great defense right there by Lewis and Ivy. Great tackle right there. We get the ball back. Lampley uses his feet to get out of the 2-yard line. He runs for 21 yards. Then he hits McLean for 8 yards. Skelton's going to come back in the game and scamper for 33 yards. Then he's going to run for 5. Then Ben's going to take him one for 20.
Set ground
and score it.
The
Great touchdown right there by the senior running back. I like to see Devon Ben have some success.
He's done a great job. Done a great job for us. Captain got in the end zone. I know the players loved him up for that.
PAT was good. Great special teams right here, Coach.
They flying around, and that's what you like to see on your special teams is guys making plays.
Coach, we get our 6th penalty of the game, unfortunately, on one of these plays. Coach, penalties. What are we going to do about that?
Well, we had 6 penalties. They called us for holding, had a false start, offsides, and a face mask. You can deal with the holding penalties. You can deal with the face mask because that's guys trying to do their job. It's the dead ball penalties that really drive you as a coach, and that's the false starts and the offsides.
Mm-hmm. You see Jones gets hit for a loss by Jones. Then you're going to see Jones sacked by Benjamin. There was a block punt in there somewhere.
Now, Cordell.
We get the ball back. Skelton takes it 2 yards for a touchdown. 34-14 at this juncture with Baraja's point after attempt. Then T-Mar Smith, right place, right time with the pick.
I tell you, now this is the most impressive thing of the game right here is this drive. I don't know exactly the minutes, but I think we ended the game with like a 10-minute drive that took the ball all the way down to the 1 yard line.
Chewing up the clock is what it's called. That was Sims for 9, Skelton for 15, Sims for 5, Sims for 8, Sims for 6. Ben gets in on the act and runs for 7. Skelton rushes for 9. And Coach, you ended the game without scoring on J-State from the 2 yard line. Total class act. I wondered why.
Well, the biggest thing is it's just like I informed the media and everyone else is that you have a game already in hand. And I've been on the other sideline, but it's respect to the players. It's respect to the program or the individuals that you're playing against. And like I told our players, we're going to do things the right way. We could have had the ball down there. We could have scored, but who benefits from it other than the scoreboard? Those young men were defeated, and they were not taking timeouts to stop the clock. Once I realized they was going to go ahead and let the clock run out, we just want to do the right thing by our team and just making sure that we all understand that this game is bigger than what's actually the moment. And I thought our guys did a great job of that, and I respect those players that are playing for the opponent. And I just think it's always the right thing to do. You know, seeing instances where guys have ran the score up. But again, like I tell them all the time, as African-American males, we have been hurting deeply throughout our time here on earth. We don't want to scorn them guys for life. So they was already beaten. Game was over. Do the right thing, walk away with it, and go in the locker room, celebrate, get on the bus, and go back home.
Well, there you have it from the coach. When we come back, we'll look at our Alpha Media Players of the Week and have our player interviews with Joe Dupree on the Jaguar Football Show with Coach Dawson Odums. Welcome back to the Jaguar Football Show with Coach Dawson Odums. Every week in this segment, we have our Alpha Media Players of the Week on offense, defense, and special teams. Who were those players for this week, Coach?
Defensively, a guy, he seems to always be making plays, and that's Jordan Lewis. He played really well. He was very active, and he's our defensive player of the week. Offensively, a guy that just keeps stepping up. You see him at running back, see him out of the backfield catching the ball. Jared Sims is doing a good job for us. And then you want to talk about special teams, a guy that I thought really stepped up. Perfect on PATs, perfect on field goals, and that's Cesar Barajas. Those are Alpha Media Players of the Week.
Thank you, Coach, and great job, gentlemen. Coach, after the game, well, not after the game because we can't interview players after the game, but on Sunday via Zoom, we had a chance to catch up with the quarterback, John Lampley, and the linebacker, Caleb Carter, and Joe Dupree filed these reports.
Well, Coach and Todd, I'm here with Caleb Carter, number 47, a senior linebacker, graduated from Scotlandville High School right there in Baton Rouge, led the team with 8 tackles, 2 big tackles, 4 mega losses. Caleb, how do you and the guys with the keys work out everything with dealing with the quarterback of Jackson State, which was Jalen Jones. Y'all definitely keyed in on him and did a great job. Talk about that. How did that feel?
It felt good. Taking coaching to the field. We definitely watched film. Definitely had a game plan, and we definitely just executed it and just stayed true to who we are yesterday, which was, pressure.
Yeah, I put pressure on them. It was definitely a pressured ball game. The quarterback for Jackson State, Jalen Jones, never seemed to have any rhythm or could even get on track. With the gameplay, did you guys think that y'all would have such a successful campaign of stopping such a powerful offense like Jackson State?
Well, you want to go in the game with a mindset of, we're dominant. You want to have that mindset of, like I just said, we're dominant. We're going to stop the other team. This game plan is going to work. And that's the only mindset we have to go into the game with in order to be successful. So we just knew what we had to do. So it wasn't a surprise that we was being dominant. We just knew we had to execute.
Well, Caleb, this is something on a funny tip, because I know that your coach, Coach Odums, always says it's one game at a time. But let me ask you a question. Are you old enough to remember Coach Deion Sanders when he played back in the NFL?
I was born in '97. I don't personally remember seeing him play. No, no, I had to YouTube it to see him play.
Well, look, Caleb, big ups to you and the defense. Y'all did a great job. It was a big time game. We came victorious 34-14. Man, look, keep doing what you're doing, and thank you for dropping in for the interview.
All right, thank you. You're welcome.
I'm here with John Lampley, number 11, our junior quarterback from Kells High School out of Georgia. He's one of our three-headed monsters at quarterback, and he led the Jags with 9 of 14, 116 passing yards, and 1 touchdown. Now, John, talk to us about coming into the game and rallying the team while leading the offense.
Coming into the game, I just had a confidence in, my whole offense that they could do what they need to do, and I could do what I need to do. The O-line played amazing. The receivers played outstanding. They just gave me the best opportunity to give them the ball in space and, deliver and what needed to be done on Saturday.
Well, definitely the game plan was perfect. And, John, you just finished mentioning the receivers. Let me tell you something. Brother, you've got a whole arsenal of weapons, your receivers, your tight ends, and your running backs. Now, as you go through your progressions, talk to me about how do you decide on who you want to throw to?
When it comes to that, we base it on film study. We saw all week how Jackson State played in the red zone, and we knew exactly which plays that we needed to call to attack that defense that they were in, and we just needed to execute the play at the end of the day.
Man, y'all had some perfect
looks like we got
preparation, which showed up in the gameplay. So, John, you also have a great talent of putting the ball at the right place to maximize the yards after the catch. Talk to me about that. Talk to me about that feeling, or what do you see when you're getting ready to throw and say, look, I can throw it to this guy, and I know he can probably get an extra 5-10 yards. Talk to me.
Then again, it goes back to practice. We practice those routes that they run. We worked on timing and just put the ball into place for them to go get it and let them do what they want to do with the ball. So that's how that worked out for us.
Well, John, once again, great game. Southern University Jaguars victorious 34-14 against the Jackson State Tigers. Man, we thank you for coming in for the interview. You have a great evening, okay?
All right, thank you. You too. Go Jags.
Back to you, Coach. Back to you, Todd.
Thanks, Joe. Thanks, John. And thanks, Caleb. Great game, guys. Look forward to the next game. Coach, one of the things that I know about you is even though we had a pretty solid game against Jackson State, Dawson Odums always sees some things that we can work on. What were some of those things that we saw that we could work on offense and defense in this game?
Well, offensively, it was the timely penalties, just cleaning up our penalties and distributing the ball on time. I think quarterback got to set his feet and deliverable, catchable ball, and just give guys a chance to make a play. Those were the things that really stood out. But other than that, I thought they played pretty polished on offense. We killed drives with the penalties. Defensively, we had the chance to make some plays that we missed some tackles. But other than that, I thought they played extremely hard. And, well, we got beat a couple times over the top, got beat on the slant, but our DBs played exceptionally well. But we can clean up some fundamentals in our technique, and I think they will. Our coaches, we met on it this morning. We understand offense and defense and some of the mistakes we made. Special teams, just ball placement. We didn't have the best ball placement on our kickoff team, but they still did a great job of covering and just making sure that we're doing everything that we can to put our guys in position to continue to be successful. The biggest thing I think we got to guard against going forward is now everybody's patting you on the back, telling you what a great job you did. That game's over with. Let's move on Monday today, and guys got to make sure that we lock in for the next opportunity that lies in front of us.
Thank you, Coach. When we come back, we're going to look at another open week as our Prairie View game gets canceled due to COVID protocols. Stay with us on the Jaguar Football Show with Coach Dawson Odums.
Add some oomph to your next boil. Pick up crawfish from the lottery. Win up to $3,000. Make it rain. Cash. Grab your big money ticket from the lottery. Win up to $100,000. Get yours today.
We have very special employees here, people that have been here for forever. Just have really good hearts and love to serve those around them.
We all are family here. The customer should feel very comfortable. We try to make it as easy as possible.
We have customers come in really, really happy and satisfied with the service that we provide for them. That is one of Mr. Lane's biggest deals, is that we are treating customers the right way.
Welcome back to the Jaguar Football Show with Coach Dawson Odums. Coach, national media attention around this SU-JSU game. Coach Deion Sanders, our biggest crowd of this historic spring season. Just, really, really festive atmosphere. I'm sure it brought out the best in your players, but it looked like it also brought out the best in you and your staff. I was really impressed with your post-game news conference after the game, and I actually wanted to play it for the folks who didn't see it. So if we could roll that, we'll talk about it afterwards.
And we got a chance to showcase everybody why we got a good program. I think people got a chance to see why you come to Southern University. I'm going to watch the TV copy, and I'm going to hear what the commentators had to say. But why not Southern? We've been good. Now the world got a chance to see it. We're a good football program. We're a good institution. And I'm about building young men. And that's what I try to tell them. I said, guys, why we took a knee at the end? I said, because I'm about character. And I'm going to hold you to a high standard. But when you down as an African-American male, I don't want to scorn you for life. So I try to build you back up. That team was getting beat. I'm not going to bury them. Those are somebody's children too. I've been on the other side. I know how that feels. And I take my hat off to them going forward as they continue to get their program up to par. I said today wasn't their day. But we have to think about that when we mentoring young men. And I'm proud to be the mentor of the young men here at Southern University.
Coach, from a guy who's been working in media for 32 years, that was some great use of your media time and some live cameras. Some really important statements you made. What brought that on?
I mean, that's just me. I just think that sometimes in the moment we get lost. Everybody puts so much on winning and losing, but at the end of the day, we do it for the players. And when you keep that in perspective, you always got a chance to magnify and uplift. And I think that's what it's all about, is just making sure that people outside looking at our program understand two things about it. We love the players and we care about them. Not only ours, but also our opponents. We all in this thing together and we fighting a good fight. We're HBCU strong, and if we don't stand together, who else will? That's what we try to express to our players all the time. We're going to do this thing the right way, and we're going to hold you to a high standard. And if we can do that, then we'll follow that process, and in the end, we can say we tried, we did, and we conquered. And I just believe that as being the head coach at Southern University.
Coach, I thought that was a heck of a recruiting job for Southern University and HBCUs, period. Coach, we now turn our attention to the third open date of this season, but we were supposed to be playing Prairie View at Prairie View. Unfortunately, COVID protocols has postponed this game. Do you think this game will be made up?
Really don't know. I think as of right now, I think our conference is going to review things in the weeks to come to really probably, and then they'll decide on whether or not what games we need to play down the stretch. But I really think the games that are going to be played are the teams that are in the hunt, and really maybe shuffle some schedules around just to see where we are, and let's get the games played that were missed that's relevant to deciding who's going to represent either side. And I think that's the right thing to do as a conference.
Well, if we don't play this game, Jaguar Nation, the Bayou Classic in Shreveport on April 17th will be our last game. They have not played Grambling in 2 or 3 weeks due to COVID protocols. Coach, do you think they'll be healthy enough to play on April 17th?
Well, I think that, the 10-day protocol is up. I listened to Coach Fobbs today on press conference, and his biggest thing was, a couple of days here and there, they're going through their testing procedures. They're supposed to be back at practice tomorrow, and they're going to do all they can to try to get their team ready to play. But, again, it's all based on testing. That's out of our control. But hopefully we get a chance to play, and I know their guys would be willing to play. It's the Bayou Classic. Everybody want to be a part of it, but we do understand that it's out of our control.
Coach, there's been some talk amongst the street committee that the SWAC may go away from the East-West because of so many games missed and have the best 2 records. Have you heard any talk about that?
I have not, but I'm quite sure the SWAC is looking at what is the best possibility for us to have a championship and the best 2 teams playing that championship. So still a lot of football left to be played. Grateful that Alabama A&M is getting a chance to play. They take on Jackson this week. So we'll see. It's going to play itself out in the next coming weeks.
Well, there you have it from the coach. Great win again, Coach, on the Jackson State game. Good luck on this open week, and we'll look forward to the Bayou Classic if that's the last one.
Go Jags!